Today we got two insect-themed heroes going head-to-head. I mean, I guess technically a spider's an arachnid, but whatever, that doesn't matter. It's Spider-Man versus Ant-Man. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider as a teenager, granting him spider-like powers. After the death of his Uncle Ben, which he could have prevented, Peter learned that with great power comes great responsibility. Swearing to always protect the innocent from harm, Peter Parker became the Amazing Spider-Man. Peter has the proportionate strength of a spider and is able to lift over 10 tons easily. He's able to go toe-to-toe with villains like Venom and Rhino, and has even held his own against Iron Man and Hulk. When in stressful situations, Spider-Man is able to lift much more, even supporting the Daily Bugle at one point, and he stopped an airplane before. Spider-Man has incredible durability, and is able to easily withstand blows from Hulk and Rhino, buildings collapsing on him, and even an explosion from hand grenades. He is so tough that he once tensed his abdominal muscles against a trained boxer, and the boxer ended up breaking his wrist. However, Spider-Man isn't nearly as durable to penetrative forces, and he can still be hurt by knives and bullets. He possesses the speed, agility, and reflexes of a spider, and really, this is probably one of Spider-Man's greatest assets. He's been described as as fast as machine gun fire, and can move faster than the human eye can follow. And he's been described as the most agile character in the Marvel Universe, and can easily dodge bullets and projectiles. One of Spider-Man's most famous abilities is his spider sense, which kind of functions as a sixth sense of sorts, and allows him to sense when danger is incoming. The spider sense, plus his speed, agility, and reflexes, make Spider-Man nearly impossible to hit. Peter has the ability to crawl along walls and other surfaces, and this ability also allows him to hold several tons with a single finger. Peter's most famous equipment are his web shooters, which he can use as a means of transportation and snaring opponents and shooting small web bullets. Peter is an excellent fighter and was trained by Shang-Chi, a unique form of martial arts that perfectly utilizes his spider powers called the Way of the Spider. And then in the other corner of Ant-Man, Scott Lang is the second man to take out the mantle of the Ant-Man, and he's been an influential member of both the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. His primary power is size and density manipulation, which he achieves by utilizing PEM particles. He's able to shrink down so small that he can easily slide into a bank vault, sneak up on Taskmaster, break into Iron Man's home, and even shrink so small that he can enter someone's bloodstream. Ant-Man is also able to shrink small surprisingly fast, to the point where he can dodge bullets, and he's even disabled a gun before his opponent could even pull the trigger. When Scott shrinks down, he not only maintains his human-sized strength and durability, but he even recently discovered how to use the pigment particles to actually increase his strength and density as he gets smaller. Ant-Man isn't just able to control his own size and density though. He's also able to control other people's sizes. Like in a fight, he was even able to turn a giant monster into a tiny one in order to easily defeat it. Now Scott also has the ability to communicate with ants, and he essentially always has an army at his disposal. He's been able to engulf people in ants, summon ants to create giant fists and weapons, and even knock down a 2-ton steel door. Finally, Ant-Man was even able to defeat Dr. Doom. Seriously, this really happened. He defeated Doom, which is just very, very impressive. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now both of these guys are powerful, although Spider-Man uses the full range of his powers a whole lot more often in any particular fight. Ant-Man can be just as powerful, but he doesn't often display that power on a regular basis. Like you see, the pigment particles aren't actually just able to manipulate size. That's why Giant Man is stronger and more durable than mere growth would account for, and likewise, Ant-Man retains normal-sized strength even though he's the size of an ant. You see, Scott figured out that there isn't just a size directional axis to pin particles, but there are 3 axes that govern strength and durability. And that is why Ant-Man has been able to learn how to actually increase his strength as he grows smaller. However, Scott is still nowhere near as strong as Peter. I mean, Spider-Man has used his super strength to battle against Juggernaut, Iron Man, and even stop an airplane. But that doesn't make that much of a difference, because Scott is strong enough to injure Peter, and if he shrinks down small enough, he might be able to just sneak past Spider-Man like he did with Taskmaster and Iron Man. If Scott is able to shrink down and sneak past Peter, then he should be able to land some attacks and maybe do some serious damage. But the thing is, Ant-Man won't be able to sneak past Spider-Man as easily as he did with Taskmaster or breaking into Iron Man's house. For starters, Peter has enhanced senses, and he can see and hear much better than the normal person, so he might be able to see Ant-Man coming. Secondly, he's got a spider sense, which alerts him when danger is coming his way. It's told him when and where attacks are coming from, alerted him before an attack even happened, and he's even used his spider sense as a form of radar sense when he wasn't able to see. This spider sense will tell him exactly where Ant-Man is, and when he's trying to attack. Third, he is very agile, one of the most agile characters in the Marvel Universe, and is able to easily weave all around machine gun fire. And just to follow a little chain of logic here, bullets travel faster than Ant-Man, and so if he can dodge bullets, he can easily dodge Ant-Man, especially since they're roughly the same size, although bullets might be a bit larger depending on how small Ant-Man chooses to go. But really, that doesn't matter how small he goes, because we've already said that Peter's spider sense will alert him to where Scott is. The important thing to see in that is that since he can dodge bullets, he can dodge Ant-Man's attack. Then finally, there's his webbing. He's webbed up bullets after they're fired, so he'll definitely be able to web up Ant-Man as he's trying to attack. Basically, what I'm getting at here is that Spider-Man is more than fast enough, skilled enough, and powerful enough to keep Ant-Man at a permanent distance and not let him get in close enough to land attacks. Then if Spider-Man managed to land one punch, Ant-Man's done for. Scott hasn't shown too much incredible durability, and Peter has knocked out a person with one finger, taking Kingpin out with one punch, and shattered thick metal shackles with a punch. One hit is all it'll take to take Scott down. Now Ant-Man does have the power to take Spider-Man down, like if he shrinks small enough to sneak through his mask and get into his brain, if he shrinks Peter himself, or something like that. But Scott won't kill Spider-Man by any means, won't try and injure him too much, and just won't go all out in this fight. And since Spider-Man can easily dodge Ant-Man, keep him at bay, and take him down with one punch, I gotta give the victory to Spider-Man. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button, more videos just like this one every single day, and I'll see y'all next time.